Good evening, everyone. So welcome to Career Launcher. My name is Naveen, and today we'll be looking at part 2 of the arithmetic revision of the series MHCET 2025. So just like in the previous session where we solved some of the questions related to arithmetic, we saw the shortcuts, we saw how to approach the problems. Today, again, we'll be doing the same with some of the questions. I really hope this is going to help you. So the first question is, Atharva started a business with rupees 45,000 and was joined afterwards by Arush with rupees 72,000. After how many months did Arush join the business? If the profits at the end of the year were divided in the ratio 3:2. So when it comes to profit sharing in investments, so profit sharing is directly proportional to the product of the investment made and for how long that investment was made, that is duration. So if we talk about Atharv and if we talk about Arush, the ratio of the profits they will be generating will be the product, as in product of investment. For Atharv, the investment is 45,000. That of Arush is 72,000. And for Atharv, the duration was, let's say, 12 months. And for Arush, it was M months. So Arush only invested for M months. He did not invest after M months. So M here is for how long did he invest. So this is the ratio in which it should be divided. And it is given as 3:2. Now, maybe some of you would be thinking, why did I take 12? So basically it talks about end of the year. Whenever we are dealing in years, we are talking about 1 year being equal to 12 months. So first thing that will vanish is going to be K. Next, this is 12 into 6 is 72. And then they both are divisible by 3, 45 and 6. So this is 2. And this will turn out to be 15. So we will be getting 15 by 2m is equal to 3 by 2. So the next thing that will be removed, it's going to be 2. It's common. And then this is 5. 3 times 5 is 15. So we'll get the value of m is equal to 5. So that means Arav invested for 5 months out of 12 months. That means he joined 7 months after Atharv did. Okay. Do not be in a hurry. Just because I got the value of the variable m as 5, that doesn't mean that's the answer. So we have to pay attention to what is asked, what is given very carefully. One silly mistake in understanding and we'll get a wrong answer. Okay, so the answer is not 5, it's 7. 12 minus 5. Another question on investments. So what I will do is I'll take a pause. You guys go ahead. Try it. I'll give you guys 2 minutes. Let's see how many of you are able to answer this correctly. No one? So A, B, and C started a business with their investment in the ratio 1:3:5. So we have got A, B, C. If we talk about their investments, those are 1, 3, and 5. We will assume the proportion as the actual values. because anyways we are about to calculate the ratio. So even if I take 1x, 3x and 5x, x will eventually cancel out. After 4 months, A invested the same amount as before, and B as well as C withdrew half of their investments. Since we are supposed to do half, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the numbers to 2, 6 and 10 so that half of those are easy to calculate. Now, if we talk about the duration for which A invested this was for entire 12 months. And then for the next 8 months, he invested the same amount as before. So it's 2 into 8. If you look at B, after 4 months, so the 6 was invested for only the first 4 months. And then half of the money, that is 3, was taken out, and that 3 was invested for the remaining 8 months. If you talk about C, same thing happened with C. C invested that 10 for 4 months, and then half of that was withdrawn. So that is 5 only was invested for the remaining 8 months. So this is going to be 12 plus 8, 20 into 2. This is going to be 24 plus 24, which is 48. This one is going to be 40 plus 40, which is going to be 80. So 20 into 2 is nothing but 40. So let's write down 40 here. So this is the ratio in which profit will be shared, right? We are asked to find the ratio. So 40, 48 and 80, they all are divisible by 8. So this is 8 into 5. This is 8 into 6. This is 8 into 10. So 5 is to 6 is to 10 is what we should be looking at. So D option becomes our answer, right? Okay. Next one. A salesman sells 2 products, P1 and P2. The mark price of P1 is 40% more than its cost price. The salesman allows a discount of 10% and 15% on products P1 and P2 respectively. By approximately how much percentage should the mark price of P2 be more than its cost price so that the percentage profit for both the products will be equal? Options are close but not so close, right? As in, if you do approximation, it won't hurt us. So if you look at the product P1, it says that we increase the, so this is the cost price. So let's say CP1. It was increased by 40% to get to its first mark price, right? And then there was a discount of 10% given on this so that it becomes its selling price, right? So as per the question, what would be SP1 upon CP1? So here we can say that mark price 1 is going to be 1.4 times of cost price 1, and selling price 1, it's going to be 0.9 times of mark price 1. Basically, we can say that first selling price is going to be 1.4 times 0.9 times into CP1, right? Either say SP1 upon CP1 will give us 1.4 into 0.9, though this was not necessary to write, but I have written it down so that you can understand. Selling price over cost price gives us the multiplying factor of profit or loss percentage, right? Since we are asked that percentage profit is supposed to be same, तो मेरे को ये दिख रहा है. So from the second product P2, can we say SP2 by CP2 should also be equal to 1.4 into 0.9? यही दिखना चाहिए. But out of these, we already see 15% discount, which is 0.85. So what should be the markup percentage? Ka multiplying factor, right? That multiplying factor will give us how much markup we are supposed to do. So it was basically we need to equate product of 2 numbers, right? So multiplying factor of markup price percentage, it's going to be 1.4 into 0.9 divided by 0.85. Now we want to do an approximation. So what we are going to do is we're going to write 14 into 9 out of 85. Now 14 into 6 is 84. So इसको approx 6 कर लेते हैं. It's going to be a little more than 6, right? Right now, we are going to assume it to be 6. Now, 9 by 6, right? 9 by 6 is supposed to be 3 by 2, which is 1.5. So 9 by 6, 1.5. So 9 by 6 से थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा, a little more than 6 will be a value which should be less than 1.5. Now 1.5 denotes 50% profit. A little more than 6 will denote a profit percentage which is going to be less than 50%. Not profit, sorry, markup. Less than 50% markup. So less than 50% markup, the only option which is closest is going to be option A. So you can see that without calculating the exact value of 14 into 9 by 85, which was a difficult one, because in MHCET we won't be having calculators, right? So without using calculator, we can do a bit of approximation and get to the answer. Okay. Next question on SICI. Arun invested a sum of money at a certain rate of simple interest for a period of 4 years. Had invested the same sum for a period of 6 years, the total interest earned by him would have been 50% more than the earlier interest amount. What was the rate of interest per annum? So in the case of simple interest, what happens in the first year, whatever amount you earn, let's say, or interest you earn, let's call it as A. Second year, you're going to earn the same. Third year, you're going to earn the same. Fourth year, you're going to earn the same, irrespective of whatever principal or rate of interest those are. Fifth year, you're going to earn the same. Sixth year, you're going to earn the same. Right? So in 4 years, you earned 4A. In 6 years, you will earn 6A, which will be 50% more, which is obvious. Hona hi chahiye. What is the principal? No idea. What is the rate of interest? No idea. So whatever is P or R, you will always get the same answer. So what was the rate of interest per annum? We do not know. Kuch bhi le lo. This is what is going to happen. Okay. Had this been compound interest, then it will depend. Anyways, in the case of amount, if it becomes 1.5 times, so there may be a slight chance that we may get some relationship between P and R. Otherwise, rate of interest, not possible to figure out. Right? So basically, pure concept-based question, nothing to do with calculation or any formula whatsoever. Next one. Sagar ate in a restaurant and got a membership discount of 30% on the original bill amount. But he had to pay 10% as service tax and 8% service charge on the discounted bill amount. If Sagar paid rupees 4743, which included a tip of 200, how much money did he give as service charge? So, since it says a discount of 30%, so suppose his bill amount was B, and there is a discount of 30%, means he paid only 0.7 times of B, right? 30% discount, the multiplying factor is 0.7. Now, he had to pay 10% as service tax and 8% service charge on the discounted bill amount. Now, on this bill amount, he has to pay 10% service tax and 8% service charge. So that's 18%, right? So that is going to be 1.18. Now, he then adds 200 rupees more to it, and he has to pay 4743. So we need to find out the bill amount so that we can calculate the service charge from here, right? So please try to solve this and then tell me what the service charge is going to be. Or if you can find out one way to figure out the answer direct without solving this equation, that will be also great. Let's see if anyone is able to do so. या तो आप बी फाइंड आउट करके फिर आप सॉल्व करो, और व्हाट यू कैन डू इज straight away somehow find out the service charge. No one? So B is going to be 4743 minus 200, excuse me, which is going to be 4543. Now it will be divided by zero point 0.7 and 1.18, right? So if we divide it by 7, this is going to be 6, 4, 9 divided by 1.18. Now, if you divide it by 118, it will go 5 times. That is 590. So 590 again. So 5,500. So the total bill amount is 5,500. Okay. Now we need to calculate the service charge. Service charge is going to be 8% of the discounted bill, which is going to be zero point 0.7 into bill, which is 5,500. Now, if you remember, 7 into 55 is something we already knew, right? So this was basically, we divided by 0.7 first. So this is 8 into 7, which is going to be 5.6%, right? 8 into 7, 8 into 0.7 of 5,500. Or we can straight away say 5.6 times of 55, which is 5.6 into 5 into 11, right? Now 5.6 into 5, 5.6 into 10 would be 56. So 5.6 into 5 is going to be 28. So this turns out to be 28 into 11, which is 280 plus 28, which is going to give us 308. So option B becomes our answer. Kunju, self-preparation. Yes, a lot of students do that. They go through the previous year papers, they write the mocks, they try to understand what is the level of difficulty of the exam. They prepare accordingly. You just need few things. Okay, if you're preparing all by yourself, you need to have a mentor. Okay, so of course, since you are not joining any institute for your preparation, you need to find someone who is your friend, your senior, somebody who can give you guidance as to where to prepare from, to what extent you should prepare from, where to get the best mocks and the best content. Okay, that's one thing. You need to have somebody who can guide you with. Second, you need to write mocks, and you need to write as many mocks as possible in the beginning. For some people 10 to 15 mocks would be enough. For some people even 20, 40 mocks won't be enough. So unless and until you don't reach a level where your score is going to be stagnant, so that you get a 98, 99 percentile, you need to keep on writing mocks. You need to improvise, you need to do the analysis. Okay. The third thing is you need to know your competition. Now, mocks may not give you the accurate representation of the actual competition that exists. The thing is, you only get to know when you are in a classroom, whether it's an online or an offline classroom. For that, you need to talk to some of your friends or some of the institutes if they provide those atmosphere for people who want to prepare by themselves. Okay, these three things I think is very important. Otherwise, yes, it's completely fine to prepare all by yourself. A lot of people do. Okay, next question. This is another question on SICI. So what I will do is, because I solved one of the SICI problems, I would like you guys to go ahead and try this. Okay, I'll give you guys 2.5 minutes. Try. And also, while you are solving questions of a particular exam, you need to understand what is the level of difficulty of that exam. And accordingly, you have to think, because this is an MHCET level problem. So I do not have to overthink. I do not have to use formula. I have to use common sense. I have to use options. I need to do approximations a lot. These all things are very important. So I'll start with the options. Since the question is asking us about the total amount that he got, if I use the first option, so the amount that he receives is 9414.40. That includes the principal plus the interest. The interest that he has earned is 1414.40. So if I compare, the principal amount is going to be 8,000. Now, if principal is 8,000 and rate of interest is 8% per annum, so that means in the first year, I will be getting 8% of 8,000, which is 8 into 8, 64. So 6,400 is what I will be getting. Sorry, 640 is what I will be getting, not 6,400. Sorry. Second year, I will be getting again 640 also. And then I will be getting 8% of 640. Now, 8% of 640, it's going to be 128, 256, 512. So this is going to be 51.2. If I add this, this is going to be above 1,300, but not 1,400, right? So that means 8,000 is not enough. We need to have larger principal so that my interest turns out to be more. So the principal which is going to be more than 9,414 is only option B. And we are done. I don't even have to verify this. Okay. So this is how you get to solve quickly. And I was thinking MHCET level, so obviously jada calculation nahi karna hai. I had to figure out the principle so that I can apply rate of interest on it and calculate interest year on year. 2 years rate of interest is not difficult. If you were thinking that I am going to do 8,000 into 1.08 square is going to be 9414.40, तो आप गलत सोच रहे थे. मैं इतना calculation नहीं कर सकता. And if we are supposed to do so much of calculation, this is not MHCET level. Okay. So that's all. If you have any question to ask, feel free to ask. If you are watching it later after the live session has been done, you can ask that query in the chat or in the comment section. Okay, we will be very much happy to respond to. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends. I will see you again very soon with another session. Dil Dosti Dominos. See, there are basically 3 types of courses that we have. One course is the offline course, okay, that you go to the center in real. In reality, in person, you get to know the competition. You are in face-to-face with the teacher. You have got whatever queries you have. You can you can ask. You will get a lot of doubts handling sessions. Also, you will get to know what kind of peers you have, because online you do not know if the students are actually answering by looking at the answer key, or they have searched it previously. So in the offline, the preparation strategy is very different. Okay, it's easier. Second one is online. Within online, we have got 2. One is for working professionals, which happens late night, 9:30 onwards. Another one that happens in the evening, 6:30 onwards. So if you live in a city or at a place where you cannot go to the offline center, or if you have commitments, you can go for the online courses. So if offline is going to be a difficult one, you can go for the online course, which happens on the weekdays, evening time. But if you're a college student, how about joining an evening classes for the weekend batches? Don't you think that is feasible? say I have no idea about the prices and everything, because that's what the sales team will tell you. But as a faculty, the offline coaching is much simpler. Uh, in the online, there is limited number of doubts that you can ask. There is limited amount of things that you can write in the chat, isn't it? Offline, mein to right after the class, you can sit with the faculty. Even though all the students, they get our contact numbers, whether they are our online students or offline students, so they can reach out to us. But chatting में कितना आप बात कर सकते हो? How much can you discuss? LRDI, nobody can solve and explain you over text. That is something you need to sit with the faculty. So that's the the demerit point in the online course. Oh, 1.5 hours away. So you do not have any option. You should go for the online course. 1.5 hours of travel is a wastage of time. 3 hours, उसना तो पढ़ लोगे घर पे, तो it will be beneficial, right? So please go for online. And if you're going for online, then you have the the perks of attending the classes of any faculty of your choice. So you can get enrolled in an online class at Delhi Center, in Mumbai, Bangalore, Ranchi. So whichever center you would like to go to, right? So you can choose your center in the online program. Okay. Okay, sure. Chalo. Thank you. Thank you for showing interest. If you have any inquiry, Domino, please give a call or drop a message on these numbers. Explain everything, all the programs, the timings, who are teaching, what would be the duration, everything. Okay. Chalo. Take care.